Hey guys, it's Brenda Lee Turner from leansecrets.com, and today I'm going to talk to you about alopecia areata. I know that I've been talking about this a little bit lately, and this will probably be one of the last videos I talk about. I just wanted to do a definitive game plan, give you guys a game plan. If you're going through alopecia areata, this should be your game plan. Are you ready? Let's do this. I had alopecia areata about 8 months ago. It has all grown back now. I don't have any spots. It was the only time in my life that I've had any kind of major health issue. It's all grown back in, and that was done by doing the things that I'm going to talk about in this video. And lucky for me, I am a super health and fitness nerd, so when this happened to me, I was distressed, depressed, but also I was fascinated and I was intrigued, and I took this as an opportunity to learn about alopecia areata and get to the bottom of what we can do if we get it. If you're going through alopecia areata, do not stress. Stress is one of the worst things you can do when you're trying to fix alopecia areata. This is a part of your evolution as a human being. You are shedding this part of yourself that you no longer need so that you can make room for a better version of you to grow. Pep talk over. Now let's get to healing your hair. Now let's get to growing that sucker back in. So alopecia areata is a gene switch that can be either shut on or off. You cannot cure this because it is a gene. It's a part in your gene sequence. The good news is that you can shut it off and put this alopecia areata beast in the cage where it belongs and tuck it away in a dungeon somewhere and never give it food or water. How do we do this? First things first, what is the trigger for your alopecia areata? Get to the bottom of this. Ask your higher self, what is the trigger of my alopecia areata? You might not ever get to the bottom of this, but there is a very good chance that your intuition can tell you how exactly this got triggered in the first place. Funny story, or maybe not so funny story, my great aunt was telling me about her alopecia areata, which happened way before I could even remember it. She's never had it since I can remember her, but she had really bad alopecia areata, where it was falling out in patches, like right here, and once one would heal, this would. And anyway, she said that it was, her trigger was her ex-husband, and that it was a terribly abusive situation, and that the minute she signed the divorce papers, that her alopecia areata healed itself. And she told me that she hasn't had it ever since then. So her trigger was her ex-husband. My trigger was stress, depression, mold exposure. I was in a moldy apartment that I didn't know about, and also eating a little bit of gluten. Even though I know it's bad for me, I would still have some once in a while because it's not gonna kill me, right? But I think that was one of the straws that broke the camel's back. Also overworking myself, working way too hard on not giving my body enough of a rest and recovery, just asking too much of myself, being very, very hard on myself. These are all my triggers. Next thing is diet. So the diet that really helped me, and I'm lucky that I was already very healthy and eating healthy before this, so this wasn't too much of a jump for me, but the diet that really helped me was AIP, autoimmune paleo. Autoimmune paleo is essentially eliminating every possible allergen, every possible irritant, every possible everything, to really give your system a break and to allow it to heal, and to also help you be a detective of your own health and see if maybe certain foods are irritating your system. And by the way, read the AIP diet book. Really important. Either one of them, there's two. There's Amy Meyer's book, The Autoimmune Solution, and there's Dr. Sarah Ballantyne's book, The Paleo Approach. So you eliminate eggs, nuts, seeds, legumes, grains, spices, peppers, nightshades, which are peppers, tomatoes, eggplants, dairy. I don't know if I said dairy already, but there you go. That's all of them. And we don't eliminate these because they cause alopecia areata. We eliminate them because once your alopecia areata gene is switched on, these foods can definitely keep your body in a fight or flight response. These foods might otherwise be benign to your body, but in this state of crisis, of health crisis, these foods can put your body in a state of even more fight or flight, and we want to cool that off. So eliminating all those things, very important. My spot continued to grow until I adopted AIP. Once I found AIP, it started to slowly but surely, it stopped shedding, and then it took a few weeks, and then it started getting some fuzz, then it started getting some rings, like a tree, and then it started filling in. Next thing is, the thing that really helped my hair fill in quickly and get color is acupuncture. I found a very good acupuncture doctor named Dr. He in Austin, Texas. He is the dean of the Acupuncture Academy, or the he's good. Let's just say he's really good. I think that a lot of people who try acupuncture and say it didn't do much for me, they might not be getting the best practitioners. So find a very good acupuncture practitioner in your area and try that for your alopecia areata. That is when I noticed that this really started filling in, and now at this point this spot is thicker and coarser and even better than all the other hair on my head. So there you go. The next thing that you might want to consider is PRP treatments. And PRP treatments is when they derma roll your scalp with little needles and they inject your scalp with growth factors. I haven't tried PRP, but I didn't know about it until a couple weeks ago. So PRP has lots of very promising studies, 0 side effects because you're using your own blood. It's very effective, or has been shown to be very effective for alopecia areata. At least a lot more effective than corticosteroids. By the way, let's talk about corticosteroids for a second. So corticosteroids suppress your immune system, and that's how they work. I actually never had a corticosteroid shot, but one thing that I did read over and over again was the correlation of corticosteroids with intestinal permeability and how they could make intestinal permeability worse. Intestinal permeability is one of the common denominators with all autoimmunity, especially or including alopecia areata. We want to heal and seal the gut with autoimmunity. We don't want to make it worse. So what could end up happening with corticosteroids is a vicious cycle of getting these shots, suppressing the immune system, having the symptoms abate for a few months, and then having them return, and you're in this vicious cycle of needing to get shots every 3 months while getting the horrendous side effects of corticosteroids. So let's talk about lifestyle factors. You have to get 8 to 9 hours of sleep every night. I'm not gonna bore you guys with the details on getting 8 to 9 hours of sleep, but just get 8 or 9 hours of sleep. Get to bed on time, wake up with the sun if you can. I already probably lost you guys at sleep, but I'm gonna talk about meditation if you're still here. Know that if I didn't get my meditation in order and my stress management in order, I would still have a huge spot on my head. It doesn't matter how healthy you're eating, what corticosteroid shots you're doing, what PRP treatments, you have to manage your stress and you have to meditate. Period. If I didn't do these 2 things, I would still have a big spot on my head. I know I said that before, but I'll say it again. Meditation is our way of getting back to baseline as human beings. As human beings, we weren't meant to be in this crazy, constant, go, go, go environment. Our brains were not meant for the Kim Kardashians, the Instagrams, the Snapchats, the rent, the lights, cars, the traffic, the honking, the taxes, all this stuff, picking up kids from soccer practice, PTA meetings, who knows what else. The list goes on and on of all these things that we weren't necessarily meant for. Not like we shouldn't be doing them. These are all wonderful things. I love the internet. I love my job. I love talking to you guys through this camera. I love this ring light that makes me look better, but they aren't natural, and they put our brains in a state of, let's say, stress. It's a form of stimulus, but it's also kind of a form of stress, some of this stuff. So you have to meditate to get rid of that stress. Meditation is like opening the lid on a pressure cooker so that you don't explode and you don't get your hair falling out of your head. Meditation, really important. More details on meditation, check out Dr. Emmett Miller's book, Deep Healing. You can also check out some of his meditations on his website. They're like maybe $20, $30 for really good meditations Dr. Emmett Miller. I'll put that link down there. Also, the Silva Method. You can read that book. It's an oldie but a goodie. The Silva Method is golden. Any meditation that works for you really is gonna be just fine. We'll do a whole nother video on stress management probably. That's a huge topic. But stress is essentially fighting against the current thing that's going on in your life. And that's a big habit of mine, is when something's not the way that I like it to be, to really push and push and push and bang my head against the wall and try to change it with force instead of being like water, like Bruce Lee, and going around it. You know, being acknowledging that certain things are the way that they are and it's okay. And a new motto that I've adopted is, it's not worth losing hair over. If it's not gonna bother me in 10 years from now, it shouldn't bother me now. So anyway, we'll do a whole nother video on stress management, but try your hardest to manage your stress. That's huge, huge, huge. Last but most important thing, I don't know how I didn't mention this before. You have to watch my leaky gut video, Healing Leaky Gut. Leaky gut is one of the main culprits in all autoimmunity. Really, really important. Heal and seal your gut. Your gut is where your immune system, where you're the epicenter of your immune system. And it's really important to heal and seal your gut. So watch my Heal and Seal Your Gut, or How to Heal a Leaky Gut video. That's going to help you so much with getting this alopecia areata thing in order. If you have a friend who has alopecia areata, send them this video. It's gonna help a lot of people. It's gonna give back power to some people so that they don't feel so helpless and aimless. And like the video if you liked it, if you found it informative. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.